Sorry, we cut out again. So I think I was saying these blue commons from the dark. Got a million of them. You find them all over the place, and then there's some cool ones. I don't have a ton of. I don't think I have a Devouring Deep yet, or I think I may have an Anti-Magic Aura. I'm not sure, but it was cool to see those. And some of these dark cards I don't actually have. And then Relic Barrier, super sweet. Felden's Cane original from Antiquities. I've got a bunch of these from some of the reprint sets. I think it was Chronicles or 4th edition. I don't remember. But I don't think I have an original from Antiquities, so that was pretty cool. Green Mana Battery, Scarwood, of course, Marsh Goblins, Goblin Digantine, and then a Tetravis, which, sweet. I love this card. I love the artwork. It's such a weird card from Antiquities, and it was cool to come across that. Some more Infernal Medusa, Shelkin Brownie, Tundra Wolves, got a bajillion of those, but and then there was just a random Army of Allah, which I guess a lot of people think this is going to get banned after the recent Wizards bannings, so potentially this card's going to spike. I know there's a bunch of people trying to grab them right now because they're worried about price spikes and bannings and all this stuff. I don't know. I think I've got a couple copies of it. I'm not too worried about it. But if it does spike, cool. If not, cool. I don't know. It'll just kind of go in my binders. So, Millstone. We saw a signed copy of this from Revised, so it was reprinted and revised, but not sure if I have an original Antiquities copy yet, but now I do. The Preacher, Equinox, and then a bunch more, just some of the green commons from the Dark. And then this was surprising. So there was no Alpha Beta in the whole set. He did say they flooded a little while ago, which makes sense. And they lost a bunch of cards in the flood. So when we see those, the water damaged Birds of Paradise and Vesuvian, that's probably where that came from. And I'm assuming some of the earlier stuff, the Alpha Beta, maybe got damaged in the flood, which would be an utter shame. But, these things have been kicking around for almost 30 years, so they got lost to fire, flood, all kinds of stuff. There was actually a hurricane that passed through here last night, and I had a minor freak out for about 10 minutes thinking everything was going to wash away. We lost power, but it came back on this morning, and no big deal. Anyway, but there was no Alpha Beta, but there's 5 or 7 unlimited cards that I came across that were just in the binders. Nothing too insane, but Invisibility, Hippie, which I was super excited about. I don't think I have an unlimited Hypnotic Spectre yet. Nettling Imp, Quentin Hoover, is one of my favorite artists of Magic. We've talked about this. Nettling Imp is probably one of my favorite artworks by him. It's just so dark and goofy and so cool. Black Knight, I've got Beta. I believe I may have I don't know if I have an Alpha one, but now I have an Unlimited. And Fireball. So nothing crazy, but cool little pickups there. That's pretty much it for the cards. I'm going to move these off the mat for a second, and we'll look at some of the binders real quick. We're not going to go super in detail with them, but we'll take a look and just kind of give some glory to Greg's mom's set collecting, which was super impressive, and some of them I really like the way she organized some of them, like the Onslaught. Most people collect 1 of or 4 of as a playset, but because of the way the binder's laid out, it looked like she was collecting 3 ofs of everything, and it's just got a really cool look to it that I've never seen before. Let's get into it. So this is 2010. Let me see if I can get the camera a little closer. It'll cut out some of the shot. As you've noticed, I don't edit my videos, or really, I just throw them up there. So if it looks like crap, well, it looks like crap. Let me know as far as like content, if you want me to start editing them, if you're annoyed by the length and long-windedness, and well, I mean, either don't watch, or maybe I'll adjust if enough people come out with pitchforks. We'll see. So this looks like M10, but there's some 10th edition in here, and then there's also, I noticed that there was, like, where was it? Was there a ball lightning, an M10 ball lightning? There was an M10 ball lightning, and behind it was a ball lightning from 5th edition. Is that 5th? Yeah. And behind that was a ball lightning from the dark. So kind of cool. She looks like she took duplicates, regardless of set, and put them behind the M10 stuff. And then, you know, there was an M10 clone, and there's a bunch of revised clones here. Yeah, just super cool. Everything's in alphabetical order, regardless of color. So, you know, we're in the E's, and just Giant Spider, and then Giant Spider from 4th edition. Just really cool to see where her brain was at, and how she organized this, and just a lot of fun to kind of understand how people collect sets, and what they enjoy about it. And yeah, I don't know, just you feel like you're there looking over their shoulder while they're building it. So there's pacifism from 10th edition, and I don't know if there was a pacifism from M10. And I pulled some of the stuff out of here, like the Howling Mine, and the Foil Nightmare, some of the other things. But I haven't gone crazy through this yet. It's just cool to see it. Some foils in here. And then, of course, the tokens. And into the Z's, and, you know, some random stuff here at the end. It's the lands. And then there looks like she bought a couple packs of Shards of Alara. And so there were a few rare, it looked like there were 2 or 3 packs, and she was starting to do Shards of Alara, which would have been cool as a full set. It's such a weird, unique set. But that's that. What else we have? There's so many here. Legions. So this is one of the ones where she was doing 3 ofs. So you'll see in each slot there's 3 on some of them down here, and 2s, and she was kind of getting there with some of them, and a lot of the rares just have 1, but just super cool. And I pulled the Brood Slivers and Essence Slivers out of here already, and then you'll see a foil in the first spot. If she got a foil, sometimes there's foil in 2. And I mean, it's just, these are all super minty fresh. Looks like completely unplayed. She opened packs and put them in these sleeves. It's just awesome. Goblin Goons, and this is kind of, what is this? 03. So this is kind of where I maybe took a break. Was right after this set came out. I think a lot of people thought Magic was dead. I was in junior year of high school, so I was in a punk band, and you know, doing all kinds of fun, dangerous, or stupid stuff. So I kind of put Magic on the back burner at that time. But yeah, it's just, you know, I remember playing with Phage the Untouchable. My brother was a huge Slivers fan, so he had sliver decks that were annoying, and Matt, if you're watching, expect me to build you a sliver deck soon. You know, it's just super cool. I just really liked the way she did these 3 ofs. I had never seen that before, but it makes so much sense with these 9 pocket binders. Just really nice layout. Let's see, this is the partial set of Zendikar. And like I said, there were no fetch lands in here, and nothing too crazy, but there was, a couple Goblin Guides, and looked like she was starting on Zendikar. Looks like maybe some of the, Shards of Lara, Zendikar, once it started getting into like 08, 09, maybe she slowed down a lot on it. Torment, same thing as Legions. And there's a ton of Torment bulk and a ton of bulk rares from Torment. I don't even remember what the best card in Torment was. Probably Cabal Coffers. Yeah, okay, so there was 3 Cabal Coffers. We looked at those earlier. But I don't know if there was really anything else of value. There's the, I don't even know what you call this land cycle, the Tainted Field and the Tainted Isles and stuff. Those get to see playing Commander, so those are a couple bucks. But yeah, and then there's a little bit of Odyssey back here. And Odyssey is kind of a nostalgic set for me. I was playing a lot after school in the cafeteria when Odyssey came out. That block, I think, what was it? Odyssey, Invasion, Judgment? Was that the block? But me and a buddy bought a booster box of Judgment and thought it was the coolest thing ever. Split a booster box. It was you're 13, 14, it's a lot of money. And at the time, I had a vintage video game collection that I have since stupidly sold. When I was, a little bit older, I needed to pay rent or needed to pay bills or something, and sold off. I had a lot of Atari and NES and box stuff. Nothing, maybe a couple sealed things, nothing crazy, but I wish I had kept it. So all my money at this time was going to video games for the most part. I wasn't spending a whole lot of money on Magic. We got Apocalypse. Oh yeah, so it was Apocalypse. I was wrong about the set earlier. Another kind of that early 2000s era. Don't remember what the best card in this set was. I mean, I think a Desolation Angel is worth a couple bucks. But not a whole lot of value here, but still just super cool to see. It's one of the last sets before Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast and did the whole style change. So I like this era a lot, but I remember playing with Suffocating Blast in that blue-red deck. I think I had 4 copies of this. Counter target spell and deals 3 damage to target creature, so it was just really annoying when I got to pull one of those off. Original Vindicates, just super cool. There's a little bit of randomness here at the back, some Mirage, some Revise. Not really sure what this was. A lot of, not quite sure what the thought was here, but just a bunch of random stuff. Alright, so we'll go into kind of here's Onslaught, and Onslaught seemed like it was one of her favorites, and there were a couple, as you saw, a couple fetch lands from Onslaught in nice condition. And it's that same style of collecting 3 of, and this is a huge set. So there's a lot of cards in here. She did the lands, she got everything. There's a lot of foils in here. So I might rip this apart. I might just keep it together. I mean, a lot of it's bulk, but it's just such a cool story and cool binder, and it's actually in, this thing is beat to hell, but this is the first binder that Wizards of the Coast put out, and actually my full revised set is in a nice Nice one of those. Got some scratching on the back, but it's in pretty decent condition. Funny story, remind me to tell you that story about how I got that binder and what came with it, and the interaction with the fellow was not very pleasant. But that's another story for another time. Let's see. Okay, and then we've got these are just so like 90s. These are so, this is such a 90s binder. There's 10 to 15 copies of each card in each slot. They're from multiple different sets, so I had to pull a bunch of them out and see, okay, is there an unlimited hiding behind here? Is there a revised? And this is all black, and I believe in the, yeah, no, this is just black cards. So a lot of Visions, Mirage, and it's all in alphabetical order, and it's all just random cards. So there was some cool stuff. I pulled those Reanimates out of here. Surprised there wasn't any Kushgun Falls in here. But just, you know, this just reminds me of flipping through trade binders back in the day at the comic book shop. So this is the era that, you know, is so, this is all the stuff we were playing in Boy Scouts and Ice Age and Revised and Fallen Empires, and, you know, not a whole lot of value here, but just super cool to see it. And like I said, there's strangely some mirrored in, but like there's a bunch of copies of Neckrite over here, and then like one on the other side, and then like a bunch of Neckrites next to it. Just super cool, super cool. So it just keeps going on like that, and I think I pulled most of the value out of here already, and all the stuff that was from the darker Legends, we pulled that out and looked at it already. So just a fun 90s binder. And there's another one like it, that's all artifacts and multicolored stuff. And again, nothing crazy in here, but just, oh, there's blue in the back too. So I pulled the Feldon's Cane out of here, and, you know, there's probably still some value left in here that I haven't really gone through with a fine-tooth comb yet. And I'll go through and pull out all the, you know, $1 and $2 reserve list cards and just put them aside in a binder, like I do. But just super 90s, super cool. Nothing really crazy. That's kind of it for the random stuff. Now we'll get into the stuff that I actually evaluated before we did this deal, and this was part of the reason why this deal was so cool. So these two binders hold 9 full sets, and luckily this one's in a D ring, so there's not going to be a whole lot of binder dings or anything. But we start with Fallen Empires, and of course, just like the rest of the collection, everything's in alphabetical order. There's not a whole lot to see in Fallen Empires. I think Rainbow Veil might be the number 1 card. Goblin Grenade, I think Goblin Grenade and Goblin Cherugan, certain arts are decent. I think it's this Goblin Grenade that's like worth $1 or something. High Tide, you know, but it's a full set of Fallen Empires, and, you know, it might only be worth $100, but they're all like pack fresh, minty, beautiful cards, and it's just cool, you know. So I'll probably keep this. So we'll just kind of go through. So then, like, mid-page started a new set. So we've got Chronicles. 125 cards she wrote on the little slip. Again, in Chronicles, there's not a whole lot of value. Ashnod's Altar, if you can see it over here. A couple bucks. Blood Moon, probably one of the bigger cards. Let's see if I can... Actually, let's move. Let's do this. Is that better or worse? Is that worse? Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, there we go. So Concordant Crossroads, we saw 2 others, and then there's one in the full set. City of Brass, another one of the bigger cards, and yeah, I mean, again, not a lot of value here, but just super, super cool to see it all put together in alphabetical order, pack fresh, minty, all the Urza's arts. She got all the arts in there. It's awesome. And then we move on to 4th edition. I'm wondering if some of these might be alternate 4th, which would be cool, but I'll check later. Yeah, Anime Dead, Armageddon, the big ones in here. There's some, Ball Lightning and Birds of Paradise, couple bucks. And I think a full set of 4th edition might be $400 or $500. But, I'll just sit on it and flip through it and enjoy, the nostalgia of 4th edition. This is kind of when I started playing Magic. When a lot of people started playing Magic. I think my brother's friends had some decks and were playing and tried teaching it to me. I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I didn't really get it, but I really liked the artwork, so I put together a deck, and the rest is history. Guy's Liege, that's one of the cards I remember very vividly from those younger years. Hippie, of course. Island Sanctuary, part of the original set. Lantax, so there's one of the bigger ones. And it's kind of amazing because these pages are pretty old and beat up, but like the Lantax is in perfect, almost gradable condition, and as are most of the cards in these full sets. So yeah, just super cool. Bolt, Lord of Atlantis, Library of Lang over here. Of course, everyone wants to see the Mana Vault. And what else do we have? Where is it? The Sylvan Library. Strip Mine. And there it is, the Sylvan. That's the biggest card in 4th edition. But it's just super cool. So, Fallen Empire's 4th edition, then we have Ice Age, which I have a full set of. So it's cool to have another full set. I may let this one go because I already have a full set of Ice Age. So if you're interested in it, just give me a shout. We can talk about price and everything like that. Again, Ice Age is not a very pricey set. There's some cool stuff in there. Demonic Consultations, Dance of the Dead. What else? Necropotence is probably, I think, the biggest card, but you'd be surprised. There's a decent amount of, like, in mint condition, which a lot of Ice Age is because there's just so much of it. There's a lot of stuff that's worth a couple bucks. Jocko Hops. I remember this card being, like, fairly pricey not too long ago. And it seems to have dropped, maybe because of reprintings or whatever. Or is Jocko Hops on the original? No, it's not, because that's in 4th edition too. But yeah, I think I sold a near mint one the other day for a couple bucks. Not much. Jester's Cap, the one I'm missing from my full set. But I'm not going to take it out of here and put it in mine because, like I said, I need to come across it organically. So yeah, Ice Age, kind of this is probably my most nostalgic set. I think it was the first set that dropped after I started playing. So I have a sealed box that's in beautiful condition. I have some sealed booster packs. I have some sealed starter decks, and I have a full set. So the only thing left to complete my Ice Age like collection is a sealed starter deck box. So if anybody out there has one and wants to let go of it, contact me at the email below, ThaGoodsMTG@gmail.com, and I would love to have one in my collection. So hit me up, and we can trade for it too. If you're into that kind of thing, I would trade into that. I think Pox is worth a couple bucks too. Don't remember. But just like the artwork on the lands in this set are beautiful. I mean, the artwork in general is beautiful. You know, it was printed like crazy. It's overprinted, and there's tons of it out there. But still, it will always hold a special place in my heart. I mean, like, the art in Sulphur Springs is hilarious. This little devil guy just kind of chilling in like it's a hot tub. Yeah, I really love the land cycle in here. The original Underground River artwork. Yeah, there's just nothing like Ice Age. And then Homelands, everybody's next favorite set after Fallen Empires. We got the Autumn Willow over here, and yeah, small set. There's almost no value to it, but it's just cool. It's just cool to have this old set. So that's kind of that. And surprisingly, these binder rings are in half decent shape. Usually they're all bent up and messed up and stuff, but they're not catching too much. Well, as I say that, I'm struggling with them. But let's move this off to the side, and the last binder. So this is the last part of the collection, and this is probably one of the coolest parts of the collection. So we've got full set of Alliances, full set of the Dark, full set of Mirage, full set of Visions, and then it looks like there was book promos and 5th edition in here at some point. And then, I don't know, maybe some other stuff at some point. But, so, I mean, Alliances. So much reserve list in here, and I'm definitely going to hold on to this one. Force of Will, sweet. Because I feel like Alliances, Helm of Obedience, sweet, is going to Lake of the Dead, sweet, which that spiked really heavily over the last few months. I have a few copies in my reserve list binder, and I think it went from $20 to like maybe $60 or $70, so that was a pretty big spike. But I expect Alliances to move up, and this whole kind of era, the 96, 97, to move up pretty significantly over the next 5 years. So I will be holding on to this, because I'd hate to sell it and then a couple of years down the line kick myself, which happens so often. And then we get into the Dark, which is great. I was working on a full set of the Dark, and now I probably still will, but to have a full set is super sweet. So what's the big ones? Blood Moon, Goblin Wizard. Not much else from the Dark that's, crazy expensive, but Stone Calendar, hey, John K up in Pennsylvania, looking at you, bud, over here. Mirage, into Mirage now, and the big one here is, oh god, such a cool set. The artwork, so unique, and like, I just miss the days when each set had its had its own kind of flavor, and like, you see a Mirage card and you can cover up the symbol and you know that it's from Mirage. Just the strange way that people were portrayed. We got an Enlightened Tutor down here. Pull that bad boy out, and that's super near mint crispy. There's a few imperfections, so I wouldn't say it's gradable, but it's certainly really nice. Yeah, I mean, Grinning Totem, I believe that's been moving up a little bit. Alright, sorry, I had a little hiccup, adjusted the camera. So yeah, Grinning Totem been going up. And of course, what everyone wants to see for the Mirage collection is the Lion's Eye Diamond. And this thing is beautiful. I'd say gradable. I can't seem to find any flaws with it. Maybe that corner a little bit. But yeah, my guess is this was put directly into this sleeve after it was cracked. It's stunning. It's beautiful. And most of the cards in these full sets are. I pulled a handful out, and I haven't really found any that aren't near mint. Got a couple signed ones in the Mirage set. More David A. Cherry. I don't know if Gregory's mom had, met him at an event or something and had a bunch of cards signed. Mystical Tutor, it's a good one. I always love the art on Pauper's Cage. It's such a dark, just stunning artwork, in my opinion. And this particular art on Pacifism, which I know they printed later as well. For anyone who plays Commander, slow fetches from Mirage. This is essentially a fetch land, but it comes into play tapped. So if you don't want to shell out the money for fetch lands, grab yourself some slow fetches from Mirage. They're about $1 a piece in mint condition, and yeah. Phyrexian Dreadnought, another one of the bigger cards in Mirage. Again, let's see if we can get the camera to focus. Come on, baby. It's beautiful. See that surface? It's perfect. Another reason why this collection is so cool. Polymorph, always love the art on that card. So that's pretty much it for the collection. This is the last binder. Yeah, just really cool. So Gregory, thank you. Tell your mom I said thank you for all her diligent hard work. Ooh, Worldly Tutor. Her collection is beautiful. It will be enjoyed for years to come. And like you said, down when we were in New Orleans, like it'll, all this stuff over here, over this side, will get passed around to, 1,000 different people. And everyone will get a chance to enjoy pieces of it. The sets, I think, like I said, they're staying with me. They're not going anywhere. Because they're just awesome. I can't see giving these up. Oh, Vampiric Tutor. So that makes 2 Vampiric Tutors for the collection. And this one's pretty nice. The other one is kind of LP. This one's near mint. So, what do we do? Alliances, Visions. What was the other one? Oh, the Dark was the first one, right? And now Portal, full set of Portal, which I thought was pretty cool. Portal's pretty nostalgic for me. I had a ton of Portal growing up. And there's some good cards in this set. You know, it was one of those starter, beginner level, had a lot of like reminder text, and just big bold text, and you know, a little bit of reminder text on the cards. What's that? Take another turn after this one. You lose the game at the end of that turn. You don't lose if you've already won, which is hilarious on last chance. Personal Tutor, great card. I think that one's been ticking up a little bit. Again, nothing in Portal's on the reserve list, but just super iconic. And I loved this. When I saw this, I thought that was so cool. And I've actually got a Horde. A Horde might be the only one I have, and I just have it randomly somewhere that I kept it. I found it in a collection because I remembered it from Portal, but she actually grabbed all 5, so I thought that was really cool. Yeah, Natural Order. And then, oh right, there was a partial set of Stronghold. Dream Halls is in there. Constant Mists. I think he must have pulled the Mox Diamond and the Sliver Queen out of here. Grave Pact. I mean, there's value in this partial set too. Intruder Alarm. Horn of Greed. Heartstone. Man, just such cool stuff. Stronghold. Same with the Ice Age starter brick. If anybody's got a box of Stronghold that they want to let go of, I don't suggest it, but if you want to sell me a box of Stronghold, I'm in the market for one. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at Gregory's collection. I sure did. Now it's time to kind of get to work and do some sales listings, grade everything, you know, kind of decide what's staying with me and what's going. Cheers to you, Gregory. Yeah, just simply amazing. So, we'll talk to you guys soon.